Standing here looking at winter rape, the 15th of May in western Ukraine. And if you look at the plants here, you'll see these small lines, which are actually the pods, which will be filled with seeds as they pollinate. See the yellow flowers in full pollen. You also see some polyps here on top that haven't come out yet. In general, you'll notice that the plant has yellow on pretty much all of the branches, which means it's pollinating fairly even, which means it will mature out and dry down fairly even, so we can harvest it without having, hopefully, to desiccate it / kill it with Roundup, so that the plants will actually be harvestable at the same time. Otherwise you'll end up with green pods, green seeds, black and dry seeds, and that's a difficult situation for harvesting. You also want to get about 6 to 8 branches on these plants. Each branch will get about as thick as this main stem by harvest time. And each one of these heads usually has around 60 flowers on it, and so we like to have 6 to 8 big main stems with which will have branches then coming off of them. As you can see, it's beautifully golden or yellow today. We're in the middle of flowering. We probably will run about 14 days of flowering, and that could be reduced down to 10. It could be extended out to 20. We ideally would like to have more flowering in more days, which will give us a longer pollination period and a bigger yield potential. This stuff has been sprayed with insecticide, growth regulator, boron, and sulfur or sulfamethazine. The growth regulator basically tries to shut the growth down, get more branching out of it, and also provide you a fungicide to protect against disease. It will get sprayed again on the second half of flowering. We call it late flower spraying, with a fungicide, insecticide, and more boron, and that hopefully will protect it from disease and insects all the way out through harvest time, which will probably be about the 10th to the 14th of July from where we're at today. For the most part, it's pretty clean of insects and disease today. I don't see a whole lot on it. There are a lot of black little bugs that have been on the rape crop, and a lot of that are bugs that should have been killed by the insecticide, but there's now resistance in them. It started in Western Europe, in Germany, France, that started picking up resistance a few years ago, and now we've got it in Ukraine. So we're trying to use multiple insecticides mixed together in order to control them, because they will eat the flowers and that will damage the production. In the far distance, you can see some dark green fields. Those are wheat fields. We're about at flag leaf on those, which means the head's about ready to come out. And the last leaf, which you call flag leaf, will pop out on those, and that's the leaf we really need to protect. That's 60% of your production comes from that leaf, the photosynthesis and nutrient intake. So we'll look at some wheat a bit later here on video, but for right now, that is OSR. And this variety here is a German variety produced by Lemke. We've had it in the past, and I'd say the yield potential on this is 3.5 tons to the hectare, plus minus.